Hello all, we are here for one more lesson of this VariCAD 2016 training course, and the topic for this lesson it is solving problems in 3D, and it's a continuation of the previous one regarding the shape representation of 3D objects. I will call one of the files I've used on the previous lesson, which was this cube, a solid cube. And the first thing I would like to show you is about the normals of the patches or the faces of one solid. So objects, and then we have inside the reparation tools, we have these two functions, reverse all normals or reverse normals at a selected patches. So for example, I can select one or more patches, faces, and just do this. And what happened is that this face in more, I will not say black, but darker, the normal was inverted and now is pointing out. Okay. If you see, the other function was reverse all normals, and if I apply this to the solid, it will completely reverse what is going on. Okay. So now all the others are pointing out and this one is pointing in. So this is something that you normally will not need, because when you create solids or when you import solids from other systems, usually everything is well and running okay. But sometimes there is a problem, especially on the import of solids. And for example, can happen exactly this. One of the surfaces is pointing on a different direction than the others, and that is a problem. Okay, and then you may need to do this kind of function. Only on that case you will use this. The other command I would like to show you, it is I will use this function that I've shown you on the previous lesson. I will convert this to a solid with missing patches. So now you see the same issue of the normals on the other faces, where you can see inside the box it is darker, so it's pointing in. And when we have this kind of situation, when you import a solid, and if you have problems, you can use these functions here to display where are the problems. First, you have this function to display all open solids. So highlight open solids. Okay, it is highlighted. This solid, we have just one, but if you had more, then this one, it was highlighted. You have another command which is holes in the open solid. Okay, it is highlighted, the contour. And finally, you have another function, display holes in open solid around deleted patch. So this one you don't have, but it's another function to see the same. Basically, these are some tools not to solve the problem. The first one, it was to solve a problem. This one is just a visual tool to find a possible a place where you have issues. I'd like to tell you, to complement this statement, that VariCAD provides some tools to solve problems, or you can call partial reparations of corrupted internal data, files or objects loaded from step. You don't have a huge amount of tools, but there are some important commands to help you in some situations. And these tools are under these reparation tools, where you have, for example, these two features. These two features. The first one, a file checking, And basically this file checking, it is something that will allow you to check if a file has problems or not. Okay, you must, I don't have a file to show you here. I can try to look around in my computer. Let us look in one of the demo files of VariCAD to show you. So lib sample, and for example the sample 4, and no errors found in file data. You have another function also to do the file recovery, and this file recovery, if you are working on a file, for example the energy comes down, or you have an internal problem and the software crashes, you may get a corrupt file. So in this case you can try and say, please check the file and fix it, and in the majority of the situations it will help doing something to the file and put in order all the data. So after you can open it again. You have another set of two functions, the regenerate all 3D objects and the regenerate transformation of all 3D objects. These functions also, the first one, this regenerate all 3D objects reveals 3D objects that you have in space, and in case of you get internal errors, these solids are exploded in single elements, so it will simplify the geometry. Then the program creates a group for these solids with errors, and the objects that have problems are added to this group. And for example, if you have problems on the addition of, for example, a solid shape, this command may help you on this situation in particular. This is quite similar to the previous function, but detects problems regarding the transformations and the position of the objects. So it's a little this tiny difference. So if you have issues, please run both of them and you'll get a cleaning on the problems. Please be aware that both of these two commands cause the end of the history of the edit changes, so you will lose what you have. For sure that you will have the clean solid for future edition of the shape, but back you'll clean what you have. Finally, I would like to talk about this command here, converts to imported object and destroy the history. Sometimes you need to clean what you have, and you may need to convert this solid or selected solid to an imported object. And as you might understand, if you do this, you will lose all the history behind. For example, if you do it like this, okay, in this situation here, let's go to the other one. For example, convert it, okay, this one, okay, and what it happened, it is, okay, you have the same solid, but now if you try to do the addition of this shape, it's not possible because it has no history behind, as you see on the other ones where you can edit the profile. Okay, this is the problem of this. But when you encounter problems, please be aware that you can close the file immediately without saving. You can open it, the file again, and then you need to convert the solid to this imported state, and probably you will clean the problems you had. So it's a solution that you might apply to some situations. I know that in other softwares that deal more with imported files, sometimes you may have other kinds of tools to repair the solids, but as I mentioned on the previous lesson, the idea and the concept of VariCAD is mainly to build geometry inside, okay? And because the function that imports, especially the step format, is at this moment quite robust in VariCAD. So I would say that for this kind of geometry that you get in normal mechanics, you should have no issues importing solids to the system. So I would not expect that you have too many situations to apply these kinds of tools.